Alright, you guys, what's going on? It's your boy 360 Stacks in this thing, baby, representing TKOG, and I'm gonna show you guys some really cool stuff with this new Galaxy Eyes Photon gas that I made. So I have like a lot of tailor-made combos, and the best way to create combos is just to do test hands, and then the key cards that actually produce the board. The main cards that enabled it, or you kind of separate those and you just document it in your mind. Hey, let me remember that if I draw these cards, I can do this, and that's a combo. And so I was doing test hands, and like this was a crazy hand. It could have resulted in so many different things. And there was a line where I realized like I can make Baron more than I realized I could make him. I can make 10s more than I can make 9s, which is just kind of crazy. So I'm gonna show you guys multiple routes where like you can do either Dispatter or Baron and just like all these different inboards. So like I'm gonna show you the 1 card combo, the 2 cards, the 3 cards. This combo is just like a hand I drew that was just kind of gas because it could have went so many different ways, and I ended on 6 interruptions. I had 2 Omni Negates, I had 2 pops, I had 1 send, and I had I forgot. No. It was Baron, Reggie, Soul Flare, Beast, Druis Worm. So it was 6 interruption because it was a Graveyard Disruption off Druis, Send off Druis, Pop off Beast, Pop off of Soul Flare, Negate off Reggie, Negate off of what's my boy's name, off of Baron, and then I had Photon Jumper in hand. So like even if my opponent broke my board, I would end their battle phase and I would survive and just like have follow up. So this card, like whenever you have Photon Jumper, like I think this card is so broken when you play Galaxy Eyes as a combo variant, because like the whole like idea is when you approach your opponent's board, when you're trying to navigate through it, you have to kill them. Like, because especially with this deck where it gets so much follow up, even if you break their board and you don't kill them, the board that you make, you can see that it's going to be broken because you like have public knowledge of the cards that they have, and so you know sometimes like you just have to kill them, because if you don't, then their follow ups are going to break the board you made while you tried to break the board that they made in the first place. And the board you make is what gave you all that follow up. So it's just crazy pressure. And this card just literally is just so unfair. I think it's, if every combo deck had like a Photon Jumper, it just wouldn't be real. Like it means Zeus lines are not possible to break boards. You can't out the disruptions by attacking over them. You have to literally have like Dark Ruler or like some crazy blowout or bust. So I'm going to show you guys the lines with this and now get into like other stuff. If you like this kind of content, definitely leave a like on the video. Leave a dislike if you didn't. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. When you sub, you can join the Discord, which is free. It's a huge community. Or you can immediately, and I mean immediately, join the Patreon, and you'll be locked in with me. You'll have access to all of my brains, num-nums, and stuff that no other sub gets. So let's start with the combo. You'll special Photon Thrasher. You'll equip Orbital. So I realized like with this line, like without Orbital, the Regulus is impossible. But then again, like Captain Sargus can do other stuff, and instead of an 8, you can make the 4. And you can do the Merrymaker line, which like still gets you Sargus, but also an additional rank 4. I'll show you other lines like that too. And I can show you how like this line gets everything in your deck. It's whatever you want. What Orbital is actually going to add is going to be... Where's my boy at? Oh, he must have been... He's still in the deck, I guess. He's going to add Vanisher. As soon as I find Vanisher. Vanisher is kind of gas. He's broken because he adds one of the key cards in the deck. He's an Extender, Inherent Summon, and then also like he's literally a light level 4 warrior with 2000 attack. Add him, special him. You're going to use his effect to add Galaxy Eyes. And what you're going to do next is you're actually going to go ahead and normal summon Photon Jumper. This is where the combo gets really crazy. So what you'll do is you'll take these two. Any 2 of them, it doesn't really matter. Them being having an additional 4 is just crazy because like the rank 4s in this deck literally produce combos. It's ridiculous. So you'll go ahead and you'll go Isolde 1, Photon Jumper 2. Isolde off of Jumper, you're gonna add Galaxy 100. Off of Isolde, you're gonna add another copy of Photon Jumper on res. That's why you go Chainlink 2 Jumper and not like Chainlink 1. Chainlink 2 Isolde, Chainlink 1 Jumper. So now you already have like a protection for your board, which is crazy. Because like in the pure variant, you can have this, and you can have Starleech Photon Blast, which makes all your guys unable to be targeted or destroyed by card effects. And then they can't be destroyed by battle because of Jumper. It's like your board's unbreakable basically. It's full of negates. Next up, what we're going to do is we're going to pay cost for a Soul Day. We're going to send 1 Water Arabesque, summon out Renaud, and then Renaud's effect's going to add water from grave to hand. You can immediately just Lubellion anytime. I didn't want the regain line. I didn't want like the advantage, like I didn't want the advantage loop. I just wanted like pure interruptions because I feel like follow up was already there, and I can Lubellion next turn and literally get regained anyways. So you're gonna add Magnamute, and Magnamute is pretty crazy. Like in this deck, also like you have other options. Like this deck has real dragons that are crazy. They can kill your opponent and put 58,000 damage on board. And Lubellion's also an extender because he's a level 8, which is ridiculous. And he's a light, and he has 2,000 more attacks. There's too much synergy to not play him, I think. Like, this is like Warrior Dragon Spellcaster. This is medieval times, the deck. Next thing you're going to do is activate Water Arabesque, target the Renaud, and he's just going to go to your hand when this resolves. You're going to special summon Makanko, Hare the Makanko from your deck, bounce the guy that was originally equipped, and then re-equip this to her, which will trigger her effect, to get yourself a nice extender in the form of Fire Dance. Fire Dance is pretty nice for this combo in particular. And then you're going to special Renaud, and he becomes a tuner if you summon this way. Then what you'll do is you'll synchro these two into Cupid Pitch, and you're going to go ahead and activate her effect. And what you're going to do is you're going to decrease her level by 1 to make her a level 3. Water Arabesque goes to grave. Then you'll activate Fire Dance using its effect to bring back the Hare. And since this is a 3, this is a 3, and that's a 4, you can make a 6, which is really cool. I mean, you can make a 10. You can make Baron, and you can also make Dispatter because like you are going to put a target up for Magnamute. So like you can make either or. If you want more insulation, Baron. If you just want a crazier inboard, that's where Regained is sometimes arguably better than Beasts, but like coverage from Dark Whirling Droplets is important too. And you just like think of any of these guys that matter, and that's where Dispatter makes the combo just a little bit crazier. So I can show you both, like the Baron line and the Dispatter, because you could still get your rank 4 package going. So this is just like the Baron line, which is just a flat out Omni Negate from the get-go. The next thing that you'll do is you'll activate Galaxy 100, and you'll utilize that to go ahead and send Photon Emperor, and you'll activate Emperor's effect. He'll come out, you get an extra normal for a light monster, which is pretty cool. On top of that, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to activate Magnamute. And you can actually banish something that you want to recur back. So you can banish, like, I like to banish like a 4. And I believe Vanisher has to be special summoned that way first, but then, like, let me double check something. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, so which 4 could we do so that we can show you guys this line? We could do Cupid Pitch, because she was properly summoned. And I'm just going to banish that because I'm going to backtrack and show you the Dispatter line as well with the same combo so I can save time. Activate Magnamute on summon. The next thing you'll do is send off the Magnamute for the loop. And you can just go infinite with regain, but if you just want max interruptions, then you actually use the Lubriderm to put Beast up, and you'll get regained later. And then you can actually take these two, overlay them, and you can go into Photon Lord for another negation, or you can go the Pure Advantage route, and this is like another Pure Advantage route because like Therion Disc Coliseum is just infinite resources. Just kill everything by battle and keep adding back. It's just crazy. So you can use Sargus to add Disc Coliseum, use Disc Coliseum to add Regulus. Regulus can equip the Photon Orbital, which is really cool that you can loop Orbital and Photon Jumper with the Therion Bull Ains, which is the Warrior one, and you can loop Orbital off Regulus because both their effects, like if you send Regi off his effect, like this will go, but while this is equipped to him, this actually can send itself to search for follow-up. So the Therions get you follow-up from their engine, and plus you can use Regi to loop Orbital, kind of like how ABCs does. And then you can also use the Therion Bull Ains to loop Jumper, use a self effect, pop itself, send Jumper off, and then Jumper gets another spell trap. So the Therions are just too good to not play, I think. They just really give the deck better follow, because Galaxy Eyes didn't really have like insane follow-up in the first place. You got like one card off of Photon Lord, and that's it. And you would just be like, basically your board is broken, you have one play starter, you know. So that would technically be the inboard, so to speak. If you wanted to keep it like that, and then like in phase, you would grab Juice Worm, so you have Beast Pop, Juice Worm, Sin, negate. And like this is just sitting there now. But like I'm gonna show you something that makes it like really, really cool. It makes it even better. So let's put this back. Let's put these all back. Let's take Magnamute back to our hand, and let's literally just go a little bit backwards to where we were when we were getting ready to summon out the Baron. And let me make sure all the cards that need to be in hand are in hand. I think, yeah. Yeah, so, and there's an extra level 4 that's chilling. That would be Homie right here. So instead of going into Baron, you would go into Dispatter. And that's where things would change. So then like you are back where you were in the combo. You literally go for Magnamute, target Cupid Pitch, banish her, special Magnamute, activate his effect. And don't forget, like, oh yeah, this guy's gone because you used him, the level 3 McConko, and then Cupid Pitch. So you're gonna Magnamute, boom, activate his effect. The next thing that we'll do is we'll go ahead and use the Dispatter to bring the Cupid Pitch back, which is like a level 4 light extender. Then we will activate Lubriderm to send Magnamute summon itself. And we will go ahead and activate Galaxy 100. And Galaxy 100 will then send Photon Emperor, activate his effect, he'll come out. So there's like 2 different lines. Like this can still do stuff. But however, let me show you something really cool that changes the combo just a little bit. Just a little bit. So you still have these same 2 level 8s. I forgot, you still Lebellion for Beast. Like you can Lebellion for Beast regardless, because like Magnamute is just going to resolve. And that way you can turn your Dispatter on with your Druid Worm, so it's not just chilling there. And like Druid Worm gets more mileage with Beast stuff, so it just makes more sense to put Beast in this combo. So you'll overlay into Sargus, and instead of doing like Search Ethereon card, what you're going to do instead, and this is really cool because she is a tuner, so like you can reuse her with like Ethereon Bull Aims and go for an 11. But what I'm going to do actually is use his effect to add this really cool card. Tally-Ho Spriggans. When you activate this card, you're going to go ahead and just detach up to 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to take both these homies and detach them, because Sargus doesn't ever need materials for any of his effects, and you want both of these back in rotation, like back in grave. In fact, let's just detach Lu, because like Emperor being sent as a material under him is not counted as a field, so he will get his effect to float back and give you the extra normal. And you still haven't used the extra normal that he gave you, which is really funny. So you're resolving that. You just add any level 4 Spriggans, and then because you detach materials, you get to summon that many Spriggans from your hand or your grave. So you just detach 1. And this is still resolving. You're going to summon Brothers. The next thing that you could do is you can trigger Sargus. So, like, this is where, like, if you had another way, like, let's say instead of Dispatter with Beast, you went for Regained off of the Lebellion, and then chose to just, like, keep Regain over Beast, that's where, like, you can send Dispatter and summon Lebellion and leave the Magnamute up, because when you trigger Sargus, you can use his effect to target the Magnamute and bounce it. So like that's why this combo is so diverse. It's like you can just do Beast, Juice Worm, send Pop, line this up, so that's 3 interruptions, pop off Beast, Dispatter, pop off Beast, send off Juice Worm, that's 3 by itself. Or you can do Lebellion to put Regained instead of Beast, which is really cool because like, you're actually going to potentially get a draw on this turn. And what you'll do then is you'll leave Magnamute up on the field, you'll still banish, and summon. So I'll take you back just a little bit, because I know this combo's all over the place, but I'll take you back to with the Regain line too. This combo's ridiculous. But anyways, we're just going to continue with the Dispatter line instead of the Baron, and then I'll show you guys Regained over Beast. That's what this board can be so diverse, it's crazy. And then this guy gets summoned, so then you'll overlay these two. Or you can like literally synchro for 8, which is also cool and very healthy. I think is really, really cool. And also another cool thing again is like if you took the line with regain, you could take this Cupid pitch and that Magnamut that you left, because this guy being grave because he's coming back off regain now, so you can sacrifice him for Lubellion, and then Lubellion would still be an XYZ material as this. Magnamut will be chilling, and he banishes this. This comes back off of him, and then you would be able to use the Magnamut plus Cupid pitch to go into Baron and have like another negation. But I think this line is a lot more ferocious, if you ask me, because you can then diversify your board even more with either Dweller, or you can go into Galaxy Photon Dragon, and like depending on how far you want to extend, the board can actually get crazier. So this is like Build a Board Workshop right now. So like if you make Dweller, then like your inboard is not bad at all. It's still kind of crazy. You're gonna be big chilling with certain cards. Like this will just be sitting here. You're gonna resolve your Magnamut, so you have Druisworm Sin, Beast Pop. Druisworm's gonna set up your disc pattern to be able to minimum be a pop. So that's 3 interruptions. You're gonna have a Dweller detaching, triggering Sargus, so they put them under Dweller, and then you also put them under Sargus Bounce. And don't forget, like when you trigger Sargus in this same combo, before I got ahead of myself and mentioned like the regain stuff, and I'm all over the place with it because I was just talking about how you could bounce Magnamut. You always bounce your Galaxy 100 back to your hand for more follow up. So like you inboard has even more follow up because like you have 100 and you also have Jumper to end their battle phase, which is really cool. So now we can go back to the same exact combo, and instead of Dweller, you can summon Galaxy Photon Dragon, and you'll use his effect to either add or dump. Either way, Sargus would bounce this back to hand in this combo, which is just crazy that can do this. That can do that. And the next thing that we're gonna do is we can take Brave, we can take Knight. We haven't normal summoned at all. I also forgot that when you use Cupid Pitch's effect, you search Galaxy Cleric. That's why he's in this pile. There's just too much going on. I'm trying to keep up with my own self because I'm trying to teach, talk, and also combo and like remember everything I did because I just made this combo up. But this is your Cupid Pitch search target, just in case you guys didn't know. Galaxy Cleric is in your hand, and what's cool is like you can go full even more value because you can load your grave with targets. You already have 4 targets for Cleric. So if you put one more card in grave as a target, you can normal him and then draw 2, which is crazy. And you can still get another level 4 body potentially because of what he's going to do. So what he's going to do is, I'll show you that line as well, like the full value combo. You're going to go ahead and use his effect. And let's just say, for example, you add Brave. You know, you can add Brave, you can add Soldier. The lines just get more and more crazy. If you want to extend further, you can add Soldier. And this is where it just gets ridiculous. You can add Galaxy Summoner. It just gets more and more ridiculous. So what I like to do, like if I'm just going full all the way in, I'm fully committed, and you already got your additional normal for this turn off Emperor, you just haven't done the normal summon, is you search for Soldier off of Photon Dragon, and then what you'll do is you'll use him, and you're gonna go ahead and pitch the I want to say in this combo you pitch Cleric because what you're gonna do is Summoner it back. So you pitch the Cleric that you searched off of Cupid Pitch, summon him, use his effect, search for Galaxy Summoner, and Brave's only like if you want to do something different. And what you'll do next is you'll take these 2 and you'll link them off, and you'll go into Soul Flare, and then you'll activate Soul Flare's effect. It gets crazy, and this is before we even do like the regain stuff with Magnamut. And while I'm here, I know I'm all over the place. Just keep watching the video, pay attention, go back if you need to. Since I'm here, so we can move to the next combo eventually, because this is like one of the craziest combos of the deck, is this disc pattern line. When you set up a Lubellion, instead of placing Beast, like I said, if you just simply placed Regained instead of Beast, then that means the monster you sent off of Lubellion would be disc pattern instead of Magnamut, which means Magnamut would be the where Dispatter is, Magnamute would be big chilling this whole time. And that's simply because when Sargus triggered his effect, when you detached, you can actually, instead of bouncing Galaxy 100 to your hand, you can bounce the Magnamute, which is even more broken because you get insane mileage because Regain brings back Dispatter. And now you have Magnamute plus Druis Worm. Now, you do need like an efficient way to trigger Druis Worm, but like that's just, again, you can still have Magnamute plus the Search on top of the Regained, which is just insane, like how diverse the inboards can be. So I'm just pointing that out that you can do that, but let's just continue on with the maximum interruptions instead of maximum value and mileage. So we're back to where we were. Soul Flare is going to activate his effect on summon, and he's going to be targeting any Galaxy or Photon monster in grave. So what I like to do is, since I didn't go the Therion Regulus route, I actually prefer to go ahead and grab my Orbital, because then I can guarantee whatever I want for next turn for my follow-up. So the follow-up you gave yourself is 100, Jumper, and Orbital. So you already have 3 components for follow-up for your next turn. So you're like guaranteed to break your opponent's board if they break yours, but they can't break your board because you have Jumper. So anyways, and this guy's really nifty. All your other lights gain 500 attack, which is kind of just broken. And then if a light monster special to your field, you can make its level become 4 or 8. So this card's crazy in this deck. So anyways, continuing on with the line, the Galaxy Summoner that you added off of the Soldier, now you can normal summon it off your extra normal that you get off Emperor and use his effect, and you can bring back the Galaxy Cleric, and then you'll target 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I think I'm shy 1. I think I am shy 1. So I think what we would do is, what did I miss in the line? Because you're supposed to have exactly 5 in this line. Yeah, that's crazy. You're supposed to have like literally exactly 5 in this line. So like, you either, I guess in this line I misplayed somewhere. So you're either going to, and I'm pretty sure Tally Ho, like that's the way it works. Like with Tally Ho, is like, then, yeah, literally, if you detach the materials, you can special that many monsters. Okay, so you can detach 2. So that's where I misplayed. I didn't detach both. For this, if you want to get greedy and draw 2. But if you want like maximum follow-up for your Galaxy Photons, you leave this as a material because it can summon itself back on your opponent's turn to like body block. But that's not really that relevant when you have Jumper and you're doing this. So you would detach 2, you can summon that many, you only summon 1. So you would do target 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All 5 of these would go back into your deck, and you would just draw 2 random cards. So you currently, before you continue with anything else on this combo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You're on a +8, but also Magnamute's going to give you a +9 because of the in phase, but you're still not done, and you have ridiculous follow-up. So now you've drawn 2 off of the Cleric, which this is greedy because you technically want to use Cleric to loop Soul Flare. This is like, I am all in, homie. Something else that's cool that just makes this combo more and more broken, that's just how much it can keep changing over and over, is you can do another rank 8. But I think this format particularly, it's really, really safe to say, I want to blind Dweller. I would like to blind Dweller. You can blind Dweller, set up Dweller, or you can take these 2 monsters with the same level, go into Bushinki Ahashima in Soul Flare's zone, and you can do that line. But if you do that line, you have to sequence differently, and that's just being greedy, overextending. I like to say full coverage, go to Dweller, and now what happens is like the 2 random draws don't count, but this is all known. This is added back off of Soul Flare. This was added off of Vanisher. This was added off of Isolde, and this was bounced off Sargus. So this is 4 cards that you're guaranteeing for your follow-up, which is just ridiculous. And you're in phase, you're going to grab Druis Worm. And so now what you have is something crazy, crazy, crazy. Because you have Druis Worm, Banish to disrupt the grave, Send, Beast Pop, that's 3 interruptions. Bistio Dispatter is going to be turned on by Druis Worm, that's 4 interruptions. Soul Flare can pitch Galaxy Eyes to pop, that's 5 interruptions. They're under Dweller, that's 6 interruptions. When you detach from Dweller, you get Sargus to bounce, that's 7 interruptions. And if their board is not threatening you, you can literally, when you trigger Dweller, you can use Sargus to bounce back your Druis Worm. And what you want to do is, when you bounce back your Druis Worm, you're gonna literally next turn banish your Magnum move off Druid's Worm so that you can dispatter Magnum move back and you can kind of infinite without regain. So this combo is super, super intuitive. It's ridiculous. It's one of the craziest combos that I've discovered playing a deck that I just created from like literally just random cards. And it's crazy because it unlocks everything in your deck. You can summon every card in your extra deck. You can make any inboard like possible with this deck. You can have as many Omni Negates as you want. It's all based on the choice. It's predicated to the sequencing and the choices that you make for your boards. But I think just having the full coverage off of Dweller alone with all those other interruptions is crazy. If you're scared of evenly, then you would just go the Regulus route. You also, instead of going the rank 4, you can literally modulate off of Galaxy Eyes, the Galaxy rank 4, and you can just extend with the real life Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon in your hand, and then go into a rank 8. And again, the board's going to just be so diverse. So now, checking time, I'm going to go into like smaller combos that are quicker, a lot more efficient. But this video is just insane because that one combo is that good. So what we'll do now is we'll show you Lubellion plus Neospace Connector. So we'll go normal connector, grab ourselves a copy of, and then we're going to have to break this down in segments because this deck has too many combos. I love making decks from scratch and then creating my own combos, even though sometimes I give my own self a headache. Bring out Dolphin, Dolphin's effect, pitch, look at your opponent's hand, go off. You beat Droll already, and this combo is going to beat Nib too. This beats Nib and Droll, just this card alone. Isolde is going to just add. In this combo, you may or may not use the Photon Jumper. So like to be safe, I like to just add Bullying because it's still like crackback, and also because it can loop Photon Jumper from grave, so that it kind of is pseudo Photon Jumper in the aspect of follow up because you can equip it off of him, pop himself, and then Jumper will immediately get to search you something. So it's kind of like a pseudo. You know you're not using this for this combo. And then you send 1. You're going to send Water. I'm just going to grab all these and just work that way. Water, summon out. I don't know why I shuffled because now I have to like fiddle through the cards to like literally get the combo going. Like I should just keep all the cards that I use for the combo like right next to each other. So it's easier. That's my bad, fam. Bam. So we're going to summon Renaud. We're going to use Renaud's effect and Lubellion's in our hand, so it's a 2-card combo. Add the Water. I'm going to go ahead and activate this, equipping it to Renaud. And this is if you want to synchro, because again, Water Arabesque is also broken in this deck because like when you have Bestials, you can bounce your Magnum move, but you also can Captain Sargus bounce it. You just have multiple ways to just infinitely Bestial. So like Magnum move's at 1, but even in this deck, you can regain it and bounce it in so many ways, which is just crazy. It just gives this deck a totally different kind of ceiling. Summon, bounce, equip, effect to search. You're just going to grab your extender real fast. You are going to Cupid pitch off this play too. So next up, you're going to go ahead and special this guy. He becomes a tuner. Then you're going to synchro summon these guys into Cupid pitch. Such a broken card. It's better than like... I was thinking of Herald of Arclight and just random targets just because, but this is so much better. Lubellion, add Magnum move. And then what you're going to do... and then this card is still going to... I think in this line, it decreases its level, if I'm not mistaken. Either it increases for 5 if you can grab your... No, I think it increases to 5 because of like Soldier and stuff. But we're not really, we're just gonna keep going. So anyways, the next thing that we're gonna do is Magnum move. We're gonna banish the Neospace Connector, which is so cool that actually is a target for Magnum move. Activate his effect on summon. Now what we'll do is we'll go for the loop. Do we loop? Yeah, we loop it up. We'll loop it up, and then we're going to go ahead and place Regained or Beast, either one. The inboard's not going to be affected that much by Beast, but Regain can change things a little bit. And then what you'll do is you go Fire, summon her and equip her. And what you're literally going to do from here is if this is a level 3 and this is a level 3, you can sync for 6. If this is a level 5 and this is a level 3, then you can go into an 8. So you can go into Omega and just go off from there. This is just kind of like a bare bones. Like, this is a bare bones. What does she add? Where's the Therion that she added for the follow-up? Yeah, there we go. This is like with no Photon Galaxies, just like if you draw those starters, like what you can do. So you can Synchro Climb, you can leave the Magnemute up and not Lubellion yet, because you can't actually Synchro for Dispatter. So like this could stay or whatever, and this would stay. So like she would be up, you would summon this, bring her out, and if this was a 5, you would just go into an 8. If this was a 3, then you would go into a 6. Something else that's like just crazy about this deck that's so interesting with all the different things that you can do is if you don't go the Makonko line at all, you can actually just Foolish Galaxy 0 and like add it back off of your Renaud, which is really, really cool. But if you have Cupid Pitch up and you just Synchro for 8, for any random 8, you'll then search for your Galaxy Cleric. That would be gone. So you have Cleric and Bull Aim in hand. You would still have Lubellion up with the with the Beast. And you can utilize that level 8 Synchro that you make off this combo and overlay it and the Lubellion into a rank 8. So I'm sorry I'm all over the place. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. You know what? Yeah. Let's just separate it. Do it on the same video.